me again? Do you remember me? My name is Santa. My name is Surmach. I'd like to tell the stories, architecture, all factors of portraiture, ancient portraiture, medieval period. Architecture. Egyptians built temples to dignify the ritual observances of their power and to exclude others. Thus, they were built within walled enclosures. Their great or columned halls, tonic inward, visible from a distance, although as a sheer mass of masonry. A hierarchical linear sequence. A space is led to successively more privileged precincts. In this way was born the concept of the axis, which in the Egyptian temples was greatly extended by eminence in sphinxes in order to intensify the climatic experience of the approaching participants. The temples also introduced the monumental gears of post and lintel construction in stone, in which massive columns are closely spaced, and there are deep lintels. Functions of portraiture. Portraiture has broad and varied functions. In the Roman Empire, 44 before Christ, and dominant 476, portraits of the emperor were required to be present in order for a cult proceeding to take place. Many societies regard portraits as important ways to convey status, acknowledge power, and wealth. During the Middle Ages, 5th century to 15th century, and the Renaissance, 14th century to 17th century, portraits of donors were included in works whose art is a means of verifying patronage. Power and virtue. Many societies have employed portraits as a means of remembering the dead. Jesus' mummy portrait and Roman death masks played important roles in these rituals. Japanese portrait sculptures commemorate deceased monks in the skulls refashion to be lifelike memorial representations of ancestors in Oceania. Ancient portraiture, the first representations of identifiable individuals, date from the unification of Upper Egypt about 3100 before Christ. During the Old Kingdom, 3100 before Christ, or 2258 before Christ, this type of portraiture flourished, especially in the funerary representations of pharaohs and nobles during the New Kingdom, 15th century before Christ, 10th century before Christ. Naturalistic portraits were made in the new style, depictions as members of the royal family are believed to be based on the subject's actual appearances. Some scholars feel that the first real portraiture dates from this period. The earliest examples of Greek portrait thus date from the 5th century before Christ, although we didn't lifelike these sculptures which portrayed determined handsome youths more frequently and undesired images, historical accounts confirm that portrait painting was also executed during the same period in Greece. Many portraits that survive, including images of Roman rulers, as well as poignant representations of ancient citizens. The medieval period, early Christian art, dating from the 3rd century to the 7th century, included portraits in mosaic and sculpted portraits, mosaic portraits such as those in the apse of the Byzantine Church of San Vitolo, Italy 526-547, depict their subjects in stylized frontal images that convey authority. Medieval gospel books included portraits of the gospel authors shown writing on their desks, flattened sometimes, or formulaic. These portraits often convey the artist's understanding of the author based on the author text. Noblemen and kings commissioned a variety of books which were adorned with lavish portraits of these individuals. Examples of these books survive from the collegian period, 8th century to 9th century, through the Gothic era, 12th century to 15th century. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for attention to me. Goodbye. See you. My name is Sandra. My son